Monthly with Grubbing Off and Younger.
Uprock Monthly. Thanks for tuning in, y'all. We got OJ the DJ in the house. William Min in the house. Youngdo is in the house. And yours truly, Grubbernot. We're going to kick off with some tracks. Get into it. Hear from our guests. Looking forward to it. It's going to be dope. Stick around. Bless up, bless up.
The fake gets smeared like cosmetics. The real know that what's to be expected. Consumed with face tuned, there's no authenticity. The real you is no more than a long distant memory. A casualty of war for those who thirst for more. The rich are really poor and the rotten to the core. The currency currently in use, likes and views. Now people are trained to dance on cue. You have no clue. You worship the fake and hate the true. Anything so you don't have to see the real you. Yeah, it's all rear view in the past. Now the goal is to monetize your looks for some cash, to get pimped by the algorithm. Stay logged in and become a willing slave to the system. It takes real wisdom to see through the fake. Now I'm warning you so you don't make another mistake. Get real. I got you stuck off the realness. Realness. Real ones. I got you stuck off the realness. Realness. Real ones.
Looking to the heavens, always repping where I'm coming from. Always been me in music, never been a one and done. Stand my ground in my faith when that trouble come. All bark, no bite, all you do is run your tongue. I've been true to the call, not new to the songs. Viewing the songs, doing with the truth in my palms. Fluent in this movement, so keep it moving along. I see you using music, but you're doing it wrong. I pray you break loose from Lucifer's arms. Choose to be a student, so stay focused and calm. Hard to stay who you are when you don't know who you are, but gotta stay true to gotta know ways to your part. Demolish false idols, disregard the stupid art. Depend on him and leave that foolishness ripped apart. lost in your ways, but that judgment will come. Answer for the false truth you never were. Real one. Real one.
I came to shake the whole world by the frame. This is not a game and this is not a time to be playing. If a rhyme could explain the precise mind frame, this is it. Let these lyrics travel straight to your brain. That's a start. And if they make their way into your heart, they will shine bright, give off light and expel dark. Transform. Now you start to see the paranorm in human form. This ain't a normal song I perform. Free thinker blues. If you scrutinize the news and all the social engineering multimedia they use, they will use puppets they select. Puppets you respect to bring into question my intent and intellect. Use the internet to defile your name. Get you into debt, now you ain't got a dime to your name. If my rhyme was for crime or my own fame, I maintain I would have been a household name. But I rep that bloody wooden cross. Off his pudding, you know boss. If you was, you wouldn't be forcing your flaws. My plan, bring it to them straight to the source. Ignite the fuse, blow their whole plan off course.
If this is war, nobody clap, move your feet. If this is war, nobody clap, move your feet. If this is war, nobody clap, move your feet. Move your feet. Move your feet. If this is war, nobody clap, move your feet. If this is war, nobody clap, move your feet. If this is war, nobody clap, move your feet. Move your feet. Move your feet. Yeah. Welcome to Cafe Bongo. Chick Mercedes trying to teach me the mambo. Ordered bacalao, yellow rice with the combo. The world about to go to war like the Congo. For real, my skills appeal from the Bronx to Killer Hill. Me and P in the street when the blood spilled and thugs killed. Because they got no purpose in life from out of nowhere. This is how a murderer strikes. On the battlefield for years, we've been earning our stripes. It don't matter, rise or fall, the crowd will applaud. They cheer when you rise, they cheer at your demise. Cause it brings happiness and joy to their miserable lives. You ain't see the jealousy in their eyes when you succeed. They flatteries are lies in disguise. Now you flat on your back, looking up at the sky. That's when God steps in and wipe the tear from your eye. Even if you got tattooed tears under your eyes, He'll make your past disappear and give you a new life in Christ. But hurry up, make a decision pronto. Corey Red Peace from Cafe Bongo. If this is war, nobody clap, move your feet. If this is war, nobody clap, move your feet. If this is war, nobody clap, move your feet. Move your feet. Move your feet.
My old man had me studying them records like the Bible, connecting dots to what I know. Like, boy, what you into wouldn't be here if Sly never built his family on the rock or hit them high notes. Simple song, sit back, sip on some, with your eyes closed and tell me you ain't feel your soul lifting into the cosmos. At the time I couldn't relate, cause at the age of 8, Hawaiian punching chocolate milk's what I know. So I grow addicted to the craze like it's survival, spinning every dime of records, reading liner notes and rhymes quoted in the back of magazines. Source of knowledge that supported my own development, let me get into my zone. Chopping samples to a floppy disk on 10-second stereo, the data cloud did not exist. Evolution will forever be a part of this, but ain't no substitution for character built through process.
Way down, deep down inside, we build castles in the mud.
I learned a lot about how not to do it, watching suckers move. Solidify the only artist you should be is you. Now what I got to prove, I ain't already proved. Nice and smooth, funky style, funky child, that precursor to the note. Study greatness, elevated, got respect and paid my dues. Collected checks and bit emotion, dope since 1982. Fresh about the womb, converted every struggle into fuel. Lessons in the fire, word to me, Shaq and the crew. You love them big pictures. Salute to all my writers with 10,000 hours on the wall, master in the tools. Getting booked for the mural festivals. Tuition for the learning wasn't legal fees and dues. You call it street art, yeah, but them is graffiti dudes who in the cover of the night was bombing trains and leaving clues. That evolution will forever be a part of this, but ain't no substitution for the skills built through process.
Way down, deep down inside. 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 Way down.
Watch the canvas get splattered, I scribe lines with the truth. Take portraits like Frida Kahlo, I bind bars with the glue. So man, grease with the ink, my loose leaf with the flu. So clearly I am artistically sickly with sticky lyrics, but none of that matters. Inflated and baling batter, peppered in all my passions, true canvas reveals a platter. I'm not the only deceptive, are we creatures so devious in it seems, delusive under the sheets, disguise a city of schemes. Society rest in peace, pieces of wicked arteries, crevices of our speech. Power welcome to greed like I want. For the love of money whisper I want. Couple tens, couple 20 singing I want. Copper pins, copper villa screaming I want. Couple threads, all designer, copper palace by your island. More you fancy your desires, more you stitching up your eyelids. Woo! Who that little lady from the east side? AI the anomaly. Who that little lady from the east side? AI I'm going all in, all in. Who that little lady from the east side? 716 Nickel City where I come from. Who that little lady from the east side? AI I'm going all in, all in. They not ready for this lyrical lioness. I annihilate any rhythmical rudiment. I am anomaly. And I've been tryna grind, been tryna move in. I'm a whole different breed, call me the new kid. I don't follow the groove, I follow the blueprint. I'm part of the truth, molding my life, ink in my pen. Yeah, they got the juice, but I'm dripping acrylic. Stitching this image, I'm dipping the scriptures, I'm fully submitted. Yeah, I'm all in it and authentic. I'm all driven, I'm all cause, I don't involve gimmicks. Yeah, he cleared the canvas and cleaned the cameras.
Oops. That's real life DJing. That was live. Mistakes and all. Yo. So we got some peeps in the house with us. Oh, get rid of that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. What up, Young Doe? How you doing today?
I'm all right. Even though it's mid-January, I'm like, man, I'm already tired. But good.
It's been a long year.
Yeah, it's been a long year already. Yeah. But that was dope, man. That was dope. Welcome, everybody, to Uprock Canada Monthly. It's our online hip-hop service. We're having this every third Thursday of each month. That's our plan. So hope you can join us. Hope it'll be a blessing for everyone here. And that's DJ Grubbernaut, who did his magic on the turntables the last 15 years. Did his thing. Thank you. And,
Thank you.
but we have a treat for everybody today. OJ, the DJ, is going to be sharing testimony with us, something that God has done in his life. If you want to, we'll repeat it after again, but if you want to connect with him, catch him on, YouTube or TikTok or Instagram at OJ, the DJ. You can also check out his Anime Nightclub 3 on Instagram. But yeah, check him out. And thanks, OJ, for being here and sharing with us. And yeah, well, let's just get right into it then. The floor is yours, sir.
Appreciate it. I also got to ask my man, was that AI you were playing at the last? Was that AI the last bit?
Yeah. Yeah, she's dope.
She's unreasonably amazing.
Yeah.
Oh man, awesome. Thank you so much for having me here. God bless all of you. My name is OJ. It's actually that. My parents actually named me OJ. It has an E in the end, so don't think it's like OJ Simpson or anything crazy like that. I wasn't named after a football player that may or may have not, but that's not what we're here for. But my name is OJ the DJ. Honestly, today I had a couple of testimonies that I've been going through, which I'm super thankful to God for. But I think because of the fact that there's literally 3 DJs here and everyone here is a creative person, I kind of wanted to be, I guess, a mode of encouragement, which is basically what a testimony is, of kind of how I got into this thing. I've been DJing for quite a long time. I think since 2014. And around the year of 2018, I had decided I kind of wanted to quit and just be done with it. At that point, we were touring across nightclubs and things like that, and around Ontario, doing a lot of work with universities, so DJing a lot of university places and things like that. But I was kind of getting tired of it, more so because I wanted to do more more DJing really with the church. That was kind of my thing, what I really wanted to do. I just didn't know how. I didn't know what that was going to look like. So at some point, I remember I messaged, just inbox, a crazy amount of conferences, festivals that involved anything with the church. I had a big spreadsheet and just messaged all of them. No responses, seen messages. You know, it's one thing to get rejected by ladies in life. It's another thing to get rejected by companies and ladies at the same time. But part of my testimony was, at some point, I remember just hearing clear from God. This was kind of when my DJ equipment was getting old. God telling me I should buy new equipment, which I thought was ridiculous, because I'm like, God, I'm done this. Like, I'm ready to get into my career. I work in higher education and universities, so I was like, I'm ready to just get into that and leave this DJing thing behind. And God was like, nope, I want you to buy a new laptop, new DJ equipment. That makes no sense, because I'm about to quit. So I ended up doing it, bought it, and it was nice. Like, I was happy with it, but I'm like, I'm not doing any events. Like, I'm not doing any more events. Whatever I have left is it. And it wasn't like I had decided to quit when nothing was happening. Like, I had events that were going through the rest of the year, and then I was planning on kind of finishing it. So I randomly, I think it was in August, I got called to go to an event called Kingdom Bound. Now, that wasn't as a DJ. I was going there as a worker. Like I said, I work in university. So I was going, and then I felt God say to bring my DJ equipment, which I'm like, this makes no sense. I've actually asked these people if I could DJ, and they have not responded. But I'm like, whatever, I'll bring my DJ equipment, and I'll just DJ at the tent that I'm going to be at for the university. And so I did that. And while I was there, this was in Buffalo, New York, I had a call from a friend. Shout out to Prom. He's a rapper, and really, from what I call him, the mayor of Toronto when it comes to Christian rap, Christian music, and that general here. And he was like, hey, by any chance, do you happen to be anywhere near like Buffalo right now? I'm like, yeah. And he's like, by any chance, do you happen to have your DJ equipment? Because an artist named V Rose, her DJ couldn't make it from, I think it was like California, whatever he was coming from, and she's looking for a DJ. I forgot to mention, my phone is at this moment off because I'm in the US. So I got this text only because I went to the bathroom. Shout out to using the bathroom that has Wi-Fi in the bathroom. And that's the only reason why I got the text and the message. So I ended up connecting with V Rose at the park, went to the stage where she was at, and I DJ'd with her. That led to someone there seeing me DJing and said, hey, like, would love if you could help us with figuring out artists to come to our event in Saskatchewan for Youthquake. And I'm like, sure, would love to put you on some artists. So I gave them a whole bunch of artists, told them, try these people out. They're great. I think two months later, I get a message from that same person saying, hey, I was just running this over with, my boss, and just wondering, would you be willing to come to Saskatchewan and DJ? And I'm like, oh, okay. So I went out to Saskatchewan. That was 2019. And from that event, I got booked for, I think, all the other Christian events, Overflow, Change Conference, another, I can't remember what the other one's called, Youth something, but a whole bunch of different youth events that were in Ontario. And I say all that to say, I was very much ready to give this all up and be finished with it. And the following year, I experienced more growth than I had ever experienced in the Christian industry since I had started. And my encouragement from that is, one, not to give up, but two, to listen to God, especially when He's moving you in the way that you want to go to. So it was awesome for me. I was super happy about that. But I think what was the crazier part was, fast forward to 2020 when everything shuts down. I said 2019 was my best year ever. Amazing. Hey, can't beat this one. It was like the Lord of the Rings trilogy. It was like, can't be beat. I was super happy about that. And then randomly COVID happened. And from there, I remember a week before that, having what was it? It's like it's a thing where you go on like not sabbatical, but it's like a mini vacation, but you're not vacating anywhere. You're going to like this separate place to kind of be alone with God. And it was part of a course that I was doing at Tyndale. and did that course. I'm like, man, it'd be awesome if like everyone could just like take some time to be away from people and just, spend it with God. The next month, COVID happened. And I'm like, okay, God, a bit too much answered prayers. But that shut down all forms of DJing, or so I thought. And then randomly one day, me and my brothers doing what we typically do, just hanging around our house in the same room, just messing around with DJing or whatever. And my brother had this song from an anime opening from Demon Slayer. It was called Garenge, and we were messing around with it. And then we threw a beat on it, and we're like, "Oh, that was pretty funny." And then someone recorded the video that just happened to be one of our friends that happened to be over that day. Recorded the video, and they're like, "Oh, you should post this on TikTok." At this moment in time, we hadn't done anything on TikTok, barely posted anything. So we randomly posted the video, went to sleep, posted on Instagram. It did like trash numbers on Instagram. We're like, it wasn't a big deal. Went to sleep, no problem, did not check TikTok. Randomly, 2 days later, we got messages from our cousin saying, "Hey, I'm seeing you online in a bunch of different places." And I'm like, "Oh, that's why." And we didn't know TikTok had blown this thing up. It went into viral, which we didn't know what was viral at that time. But that was what ended up coming into what we do now with anime events. We DJ around different anime events. But that video is what spawned them. And I say that for a testimony to say, like, as creators, from a creative God, we sometimes get locked into the fact of, no one's viewing this, or what is this for? And my encouragement from that is, even when it doesn't feel like nothing's working, God can use the little you put in to do magnificent amounts. And obedience and consistency and just starting, I think, is the main thing. I've seen it happen not just for me, but for other people, where a lady I knew had a hair business, and she's been doing this for years. And one random video is what took her thing off, where celebrities were calling her to come and braid hair, because she was doing she did some specific hair thing for alopecia patients. And so I say all that just to say that, like, yes, virality can happen anytime. Yes, you can be lucky, but as Christians, we got a cheat code. I don't know if y'all ever played GTA. Forgive me if I'm the only person, but we have a cheat code in God, in the fact that we put effort in, we show up, we're consistent, and then from there we're just like, all right, God, you do what you need to do. And I say all that to say, whatever industry you're in, whether it's DJing, whether it's creative writing, whether it's drawing, whether it's graffiti like Young Doe, whether you are an underwater basket weaver, whatever it may be, do everything to impact one person, just one person. And if God decides to impact more with it, awesome. So, yeah, that's my testimony. Super thankful for where God's brought me to, and thankful for where He's leading me to. And more importantly than that, I'm hoping to be able to just share that message with other youth. Get into your bag and let God distribute the rest of it. Ooh, actually, random thought. The story of the talents, I know it's not to do with your talents, it's to do with with money. But in the same way that we have gifts that we have that we're good at, whether it's singing, whatever. It's certainly not me. But in the same way in that story, the person who didn't use their talent and stuck it into the ground, God took from them everything. In that same way, there's talents in you that you have right now. And I'm not saying you have to go post a TikTok video or YouTube video or go stand in the street corner, but utilize the gift in whatever way. Maybe be that you feel like you've been called to be a motivational speaker. Well, every day when you go outside somewhere, speak life into someone else, whether it be one person or you make a video, but utilize the talent you have and use it, and be consistent with it, and start with it, and then let God explode the rest of it. Yeah, thank you so much for having me here. And yeah, I'll pass it back to the men, the tribes of I was gonna call you.
Thanks, OJ. City Lights.
Tribe called Uprock.
Tribe called Blessed.
Yeah, Tribe Called Blessed.
Right.
Thanks, OJ. If anybody out there wants to connect with OJ more, again, that's OJ. I mean, he didn't know we were gonna share his Instagram, but we need these connections sometimes. So, and he didn't come on here for the promotion or anything, right? But it's OJ the DJ on TikTok, YouTube, or Instagram, or also on Instagram, Anime Nightclub 3. So, catch up with him, ask him to share more details if you like, or just if you just need encouragement or wisdom or anything, hit him up.
Definitely willing to talk to you about posting anything of that nature too.
Yeah, man. So thank you so much, OJ, for sharing that. And we're gonna go into some more, just a technical thing. I don't know if you got my messages, Scott, but we're going into more cutting and scratching and DJing from Grubber Night, and then we'll have another special guest in about 10 minutes. So stay tuned.
And I'll just say thanks for that, OJ. That's such a good word. Like we gotta seek God, and follow His call, not just follow where the winds blow or something like. Yeah, and that's a dope story to hear, and how he's brought you along in that. And props to you for keeping after him. Yeah. All right. Let's bump some more music. Let's do it.
Now feel that bass drum rumble, the gays partying, stumbling apes trip over bottles while we hover the crate, and it makes the needle jump. Cover them speakers up to keep the woofers and the tweeters from getting all sickied up. Get down, but turn it up. So yelling for that bump, double bump.
And I almost forgot. What up, journalists? What up, CDH Live? Thanks for tuning in.
Tell them we don't need the water, let that fire burn higher. Concussions always bringing it. Turn me up some.
Hey, don't worry, I got you, brother. And that's how it's supposed to be.
Rock, y'all, and you don't stop. Cause I don't like to keep on. Come on.
It's like that, y'all. Now give me a moment to catch my breath with a cold one. I rap for the old ones, you know the ones that see that left. Like flash up on the screen between the deck. I'm the aftermath of cash and things that bling the dream to death. I guess I'm old school with a yes, y'all. My whole crew in the mess hall banging on tables till the bell calls. If you rocked it, they would tell all. I knocked it till the fell off. Then lock up on the door, this is the opportunity. Got you screwed, I empty out them drawers. I ain't signed no contract. So Peter play one of my track. Got a line outside, could have diamond down with a place CBA my back. Couldn't find that. DIY, you see my combinator ladder made it shatter. It's a rapper's painted average. It's a labels can't enables. It's a pain and nothing stable. It's the fame that men enables. Bring it back to banging tables, no discussion. It's the percussion. How you ain't knowing we've been trusting you to show and prove and keep the party going.
Running thrice, the gun is the mic. A letter theory, one that got 'em like. Time, my technique got your hands high. In no time, other acts are put on standby. Your money for rhymes, running thrice, the gun is the mic. A letter theory, one that got 'em like. So don't make a move till I say move. Precipitating jewels, participate, fool. My getaway's clean. Drove off in a pistol whip. My grizzly is looking slick. So reach for the stars, Venus and Mars. It's as easy as putting pee in a jar. Now get them swaying like tech with a show. Waking them up with rep on the cuts. Keep them there now, before I lay it down. Let me know I'm not rapping to a dead crowd. Show me love before I show my behind. I wanna see them hands and high five. Word up.
I wanna see them hands and high five. Show me them hands and high five. I wanna see them hands and high five. Show me them hands and high five.
Yeah.
What up, Michael? Thanks for tuning in.
I was the one in them classes, youngin' but making it happen. 2 up, 2 down in Manhattan. Never had Gucci or Louis Dior, but this music, I swear that I did it in fashion. Don't gotta rush, I got hours in this, and you know that I'm really about action. Can't believe that they counted me out, now we running them numbers just like how I knew it would happen. Don't gotta cat to be fitted, pay for whatever I'm living. When I die, put my name with the best of them, just to inspire the rest of my city. They don't know what we had to endure. Youngin' was sleeping on floors, went to all states, but God had us insured. Rapping that Boys and Girl Club on the tour. Around the same time, parents got a divorce. Honestly, what really made me mature? We had to pick lots just to get to the door. They hate and say, Diddy, they know I'm a bad boy. I've been on since I was 16. They was hot, they been losing their steam. I was quiet, she thought I was shy. Went from watching the throne to being the king, yeah. Came from the bottom, yeah, I paid the price, they couldn't afford it, yeah. I had to build from the ground, I never could let them destroy it, They said that they hard, ain't cover my coffin, it's a hole in their story, yeah. I'm living my dream, I gotta thank God and give him the glory, yeah. Came from the bottom, yeah, I paid the price, they couldn't afford it, I had it built from the ground, I never could let them destroy it, They said that they hard, ain't come from my cloth, it's a hole in their story, yeah. I'm living my dream, I gotta thank God and give him the glory. Look, y'all OGs not leading the way, I swear they just get in y'all way. I remember when Toe gave the platform and gave me the power, I almost got carried away. It was major when I got a minor verse, if I could be honest, that's back when he gave me the game. All the ones that was hating, they looking like Jordan, cause they just been fading away. I gotta thank God, cause I don't look like what I've been through. VA the fuck that I tend to. Know I skate when I give them this new. They know I'm a bad boy. They tryna keep up. They huffing and puffing. We made it from scratch, from nothing to something. I'm loving a person like got me becoming. I got my rib when I'm hitting my prime. I know a lot at stake. Can't hate it or love it. It's not a game.
Brown Jr. in the house. What up? Welcome.
I'm living my dream, so I smile. We went from pennies to proud. Remove all the stains, so I stay with a shout. Get used to the kid, cause I'm sticking around. You did? Came from the bottom, yeah. I paid the price. They couldn't afford it. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage none other than the 10-time tag team champions of the world, weighing in at about 10 Ford Broncos and a plate of your mother's pasta. Give it up, the great Bambinos.
Ladies and gentlemen, Social Club.
Good morning. Today I chose violence, got my black Air Forces. Need to make better choices. Think it's too late for that. I need a check, somebody tell me where the waiter at. I found God when my pastor kicked me out of church. I want a dove on unemployment, tell me how's it work. First to do it like Soldier Boy with the lost shirt. And if If God calls you to do it, you know it's gonna work. That boy spit. It's dedicated to everyone who said I changed. I'd rather be a hypocrite and stay the same. My therapist knows all about you. Everything. What you think? The universe revolves around you? Unless you're flat earth. Y'all look like the Jordan meme when I come around you. Why you crying for? When a real one holds you down, know it's bound to. Good morning. Today I chose violence. Got my black Air Forces. Need to make better choices.
Firm, baby, you can tell by the voice switch. You know how the boy get. Somewhere out getting flying, shit boy get. You never heard me orate with this type of speech. Even in the air, I'm never out of reach. It's me. And this feels so sophisticated. I can feel a soul in my soul with the syncopation. I've been through so much, I know the Father gifted me with patience. He could drop out, I go a cappella like it's take 6, ain't it? I used to ride the hoopty with the rims, but I would never paint it. If you're in the game to taint it, you gon' end up leaving jaded. They told me I face the music, to me that's just entertainment. I do this for more than love, so I feel blessed when I see payment. Rapping's not my hobby, stick to yours though, this here getting dangerous. Everybody shooting shots, but they ain't looking where they aiming. Grief the price we pay for love at times, I pray we make it. Live your life and be yourself, everyone else is taken. Social. God always.
Social club.
Broadcast the manifesto, I'm a cello cause I'm hollow. Holy Spirit fill my marrow, then these bones turn eternal. Fellowship with common fellows, humble beast, mano y mano. From a savage, I'm a sparrow, heart of a tiger in my temple. Painting tracks like my metro, local focus is my litmus. Sinking letters from the scriptures, pulling words from brain pictures. MC from D bellows, some music like wine cellars. Maturing with time is better, like jazz to Monk and Fella. Modern retro for the metro, life set though. Bring a clave with a cruise, unashamed of this gospel, no bravado. We confess we ain't the power, only point to who we follow. So know where the power be, Christ Lord Supreme. Ayo, ayo, awake the dawn, Lord. Lelo, light the slums up. Ayo, ayo, shine that real love. Lelo, these times of darkness need a king. Ain't nobody else to follow, king. Ain't nobody else to follow, king. Ain't nobody else to follow, king. Oh, at the dawn, I lost Benji's when I left me on a loose sleeve next to rubies. Money's Lucci, hope please. No deal was better to me when it came to label meetings than the people of my city. By the way, they gone too quickly. Feel me? Bullets fly by simply. Feel me? Industry wants self-fulfillment, taking talent, chasing patent, training us to drink the chalice. Self is who we serve with talent, giving gifts to self-endowment, missing where we aim. I call it God's the force inside of speaking. Street lights that light shining. Feel me? Seek ye first the kingdom. Feel me? Truth be in their bread now. Deal me. IG like be chasing groupies. I do ever ask thee kindly, do you think we lost our sighting? Taking Jesus Christ too lightly, making self the God Almighty. Faith and art need realignment. Faith and art need realignment. Faith and art need realignment. Ayo, awake the dawn, Lord. Lelo, like the slums up. Ayo, shine that real love. Lelo, these times of darkness need a king.
Yo. I think I went a little bit over because I really like that Alert 312 rhyme scheme. Will you forgive me, William and Young Doe and OJ in the audience?
That's all right. Yeah. Cool. Thanks, man. Everybody, we got the homie here, William, and he's going to introduce himself and share a little bit with us from the Bible and his teaching. Please give him your attention, and it's going to be a blessed time.
What's up, everyone? I hope you guys can hear me all right. I'm going to be reading from Exodus chapter 4, verses 1 to 5. Exodus chapter 4, verse 1 to 5. This is the English Standard Version. It reads, "Then Moses answered, but behold, they will not believe me or listen to my voice, for they will say, the Lord did not appear to you. The Lord said to him, what is that in your hand? He said, a staff. And he said, throw it on the ground. So he threw it on the ground, and it became a serpent, and the Moses ran from it. But the Lord said to Moses, put out your hand and catch it by the tail. So he put out his hand and caught it, and it became a staff in his hand, that they may believe that the Lord, the God of their fathers, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob has appeared to you. This is the word of the Lord. My name is William, and I occasionally go by DJ Willhouse because someone said I look like Milhouse from The Simpsons a while ago. And so that name has stuck ever since. I've been kind of a bedroom DJ since 2007-ish. I've probably done a handful of weddings and did a little bit of a stint as a radio DJ at our University of Toronto, Mississauga campus radio station. I was part of a Korean hip-hop crew called Thoroughbred for a couple of years that were working out of Toronto. If you ever watched the show, the Korean rapper show, Show Me the Money, there was a guy named Don Mills on one of the seasons. He was part of the crew then, so I knew him before he made it big. I don't think he remembers me. Anyway, I'm here today, and I want to thank everyone for having me. Without being able to hear your responses, I'm wondering if any of you have seen the movie The Ten Commandments. That's the old school Moses, movie that I'm sure Youngdo knows, or maybe the little more recent animated movie, The Prince of Egypt. As a kid, my favorite scene was always the goosebump-inducing parting of the Red Sea. But as I grow older, whenever I read the story of Moses in the Bible, or whenever I watch these movies, I become more and more drawn to the part of the story with the burning bush. No doubt by God's help, Moses was able to do these absolutely incredible things. You read the story, you watch the movies, he turns water into blood. He brings the plagues of frog, lice, flies, boils, hail, darkness, and he splits the Red Sea. But none of these things were made possible because Moses was particularly magical or had supernatural powers. It wasn't because he was effectively a prince of Egypt that nature, its creatures and elements bent to his will, but rather it was all made possible because God made it so. In the passage we read today, we find Moses standing before the burning bush. The Bible tells us that Moses was a man of about 80 years old. He grew up in the Egyptian palace, having been adopted by Pharaoh's daughter when she found him floating in a basket in the river. And at the age of 40, committed murder by killing a slave master who was beating a Hebrew. In his fear of being caught, he fled to the land of Midian, where he spent the second half of his life, 40 years in the wilderness, as a shepherd for his father-in-law. We don't know much about Moses' life in the palace. He was probably educated as an Egyptian, learned their language and skills, and came to know that he was indeed a Hebrew. And as a person who had pretty much everything, I wonder if there was any struggles he had with who he was. Was he Egyptian? Was he a prince? Or was he a Hebrew? And did the Egyptian people treat him as a lesser? Did the Hebrew people turn their noses up at him? Whatever personal and internal struggles Moses may have faced, it was all compounded by the fact that he was now a murderer who fled for his crimes and turned his back on everything he knew. For 40 years, he lived with that guilt, that shame, that fear. Now I wonder if you can ever, in some small way, relate to Moses. For myself, I'm a second-generation Korean, and there were times when I struggled with similar questions about who I was. Was I Canadian? Was I Korean? There are times where I defiantly said, I am not a Korean, I am a Canadian. And now I'm married to a beautiful Korean immigrant woman with 4 kids where we pretty much only speak Korean at home, a language I could barely speak until I met my then future wife in university. There were moments in my life where I was surrounded by various cultures, other times where I was the only Asian kid in my class and practically the whole school. There were times where I was faced with stereotypes as a pastor's kid. I have dealt with racism. I have struggled deeply as well with my own shame and guilt around my own personal sins. My pride, my envy, my self-righteousness, a long time battle with an addiction to pornography that lasted many, many years. And because of all of these things, as well as the fact that I am a hugely introverted individual, I almost never feel like I ever belong anywhere or to any group. Now, as a Christian, I believe that the Bible calls us to live in faithfulness to Him, to God, to worship and adore Him, to be obedient and to love Him with all our hearts, minds, strength, spirit, and souls, and also to love others as He loved us. So I believed on some level that I was called, created, and sent to live with a certain God-given purpose, which I think we all ought to believe. But the question was how? With all my deep secrets and shame, with all my hidden sins, with the whole fact that I have for a long time had no idea who I really was, Korean, Canadian, Christian, etc., or never felt a sense that I belonged, how is it that God could use me for His glory? And this message really echoes and kind of piggybacks off of what OJ was saying, so I really appreciated that. Because I believe Moses had similar questions. When God calls him and says, go, I want you to return to Egypt, the place that you fled, go to Pharaoh and tell him to let my people go so that they can come and worship me. Moses says, no, Lord, not I, send another. Moses came up with all of these different excuses. If you read the whole story, I'm not a leader, I'm not eloquent, I speak slowly, and he could add on, I'm not an Egyptian that Pharaoh would listen to me. I'm not a Hebrew that people would follow me. I'm a murderer, so I would be thrown in jail. Who am I that you would send me? He says, maybe in his mind, I'm just a humble, lowly shepherd. I have been for 40 years. You've got the wrong guy, send someone else. Now, I guess the question for some of us is, has God ever been wrong? Moses says to the Lord, but behold, they will not believe me or listen to my voice, for they will say the Lord did not appear to you. Now pay attention to what God says in reply. The Lord says to him, what is that in your hand? He said, a staff. God says, throw it on the ground. So he threw it on the ground and it became a serpent and Moses ran from it. But the Lord said to Moses, put out your hand and catch it by the tail. So he put out his hand, caught it, and it became a staff in his hand. And he says, put out your hand and catch it by the tail, that they may believe that the Lord, the God of their fathers, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob has appeared to you. Now, we must never forget that God is a God of redemption. He sent Jesus Christ, his son, to come and show us how to live, then to die on the cross as the perfect atoning sacrifice so that we might be redeemed for his glory. In other words, Jesus came so that everything about us, all of our sins and doubts and all of our pains and shame and guilt would be redeemed, would be forgiven, would be dealt with so that we could be children of God, to live to know him and also to live to bear witness to him. This is what God does with Moses. When God asks, what is in your hand? Moses says, a staff. Now, this isn't just some ordinary staff. Well, it is if you look at it, but it isn't to Moses. Because what the staff really represents is everything that Moses might believe about himself. Where once it might have been an Egyptian sword or a scepter, now it is a simple piece of wood that he uses to shepherd a bunch of smelly sheep. Where once his place may have been amongst royalty, the staff represents his fall from grace, so to speak. It is a marker of how far he has fallen. It is a reminder of everything that has gone wrong in his life. And while he may have found genuine peace in his life in Midian, it was proof to him that he was in no position to go and lead a whole people out of Egypt. To him, it was a sign that he was a nobody. But what does God do? He says, what is in your hand? Throw it on the ground. See what I can do. God took Moses' simple, unassuming, unspectacular wooden stick, redeems its meaning in Moses' life, and did amazing things with it. In fact, if you remember the scene in the movies, it is with this very staff that Moses parts the Red Sea. And I think that's very hip-hop, because hip-hop is a culture built around the idea that you use what you got. As a DJ, this resonates with me. You know, beats and break beats were all created through sampling, through playing the breakdowns on your mom and dad's favorite records to create something new. I put together a 1-minute routine that I hope we can watch. And if you listen, the first couple seconds, you will hear a loop that doesn't sound quite like music. It's just few different sounds put together, and it plays like a broken record. But watch what happens when you put it in the hand of a DJ.
Hold it now. 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 Hold it now.
Dope.
So, hold on. So, brothers and sisters, as we seek to discern in our lives what God has in store for us, we might often get so caught up in who we are and what we are capable or incapable of that we often forget to focus on that which really matters, who God is and what he is capable of. Even if all we have in our hands is nothing but a stick or a broken record, that record is actually on Grubernaut's wall over there. And so I was a little upset that it wouldn't be my DJ secret record. But we all carry with us our own experiences and baggage, our own gifts and talents. And as unassuming or as unspectacular we might judge them to be, may we come to have the confidence that God can and desires to use anything and all that we have in our hands right now to redeem them and use it for his glorious purpose. And so, brothers and sisters, what is that in your hand? Thanks for having me tonight, guys.
Thank you so much, William, for that. Is there, you don't have to share it if you don't want to, you want to respect privacy and stuff. Is there a way people can connect with you if they want to talk more about this?
Maybe I'll just throw it up in the chat there, because I actually don't know what my handle is offhand.
No problem. But thank you so much. We'll get that to everybody as soon as he types that out. But thank you so much, William, for that. And I know this is live, but maybe if we put it on, we can blur out that record in the back of Grubbernaut so that it'll still be William's secret. Just block it with your head, Scott. Just block it with your head. No one can see it. There we go. Secret record. But thank you so much, William. Thank you so much, OJ. You guys have been a blessing, and it's amazing what you guys have shared. And yeah, we pray that it really has profound impact on everybody listening. And I hope that people who are listening and taking that in, y'all don't have to do this alone either, right? I mean, talk with people about it, pray about it, and see what God does and see what God says. Yeah. Cool.
Well, there we go. I just want to invite both of you back if you want to spin a guest DJ set and get busy. You're invited too. we got hip hop spots to fill, so we'd love to get some people participating, and I'd love to hear you guys spin. So I'll just throw that out there, and if that's something you're down to do, then let's connect and make it happen. All right, what time are we at?
We got a couple minutes. You want to take us out, Scott?
We're almost to the top of the hour.
All right, everyone. Let's DJ Grubbernaut spinning on the ones and twos.
All right.
Uprock Monthly with Grubbernaut and Youngo.
Thanks for joining us, everybody. Hope it was a blessing for everyone. Much love and peace.
Hit me. What? That's real. Break it down. Break it down. Break it down. Down. Break it.
Uprock Monthly with Grubbernaut and Youngo.
Yeah, I think we're gonna sign off.
Well, third Thursday of every month, everybody. Come on.
Yeah, I'm just gonna repeat that in case that was a little quiet. Third Thursday of every month. We're coming on here. Come join us. Peace and blessings. Thanks for tuning in. God bless you.